Marvin Baum, and I've had a dream for quite a number of years to bring back High Tor Vineyards to New City, and we are now at the new High Tor Vineyards. The original High Tor Vineyards was on High Tor Road, and it was a very prominent winery for the many years that it existed, from the late 1940s until the early 1990s. So welcome to the new High Tor Vineyards. So it had been a dream of mine really since high school, pretty much, to own a vineyard. But here's an opportunity also to do experimentation on a small scale that could have widespread implications. The grape industry, the viticulture, typically has to use a lot of chemicals, and we're trying to do everything organically here. It is challenging and it's more expensive, and it's a learning process. And so we planted vineyard number one, which is really just to be experimental. The original High Tor Vineyards was on High Tor Road, and they were very innovative, bringing French hybrids to the United States, and they were considered one of the first premium wineries in the United States going back to 1949. And they started operation a couple of years later once they had grapes that they could start harvesting. And so we're trying to rekindle the spirit of the original High Tor Vineyards. So in 2022, I saw a larger property over 3 acres had become available. And I thought, gee, that could potentially be good for farming. And I came here and went into the basement of a house that had not been lived in for over 20 years, and except by raccoons and squirrels. And in the basement, there were all kinds of wine racks, and it turns out this used to be a winery, and I didn't know about it at the time. As soon as I saw it, I said that was the place for me to get. So that was 2022. And then in 2024, an adjoining property became available, so I was able to purchase that property and basically, integrate the two properties together and do additional growing on the new property that I bought in 2024. But I also want to look ahead that in order to really get some good grape production volume, I needed additional property. So there is yet a third former farm that I purchased that is going to be enabling me now to do even more grape growing and flower growing.
This is Cayuga White. It's named after Cayuga Lake in upstate New York in the Finger Lakes. It's a New York heritage grape variety, and being that the vines are in their third year, we don't have a huge amount of grapes. They're still young, so we're leaving the grapes on the plant to learn about the process, to understand how they ripen as we go, and as we continue, we keep learning more, and hopefully we'll have enough next year to produce a nice amount of wine. The grapes we grow.
We're tapping into the history of the area. We're growing grapes. We're propagating the vines ourselves. We have Iona grapes here, which are from Rockland County, developed on Iona Island back in the mid-1800s. We have Croton grapes that are from Croton Point in Westchester County. They were developed there in the mid-1800s. And we also have various grapes that are from, like Jefferson and Bacchus, that are from Newburgh, New York in Orange County. So we're bringing back history.
Yeah, so here we've got 10 rows of grapevines with 6 vines on either side, so 120 grapevines altogether. A bunch of different heritage New York varieties of grapes, typically grown in cold weather climates. They're not your typical grapes that you may, wine that you see in the store, your Cabernet or your Merlot. It's all more heritage, more locally directed grapevines. Okay, so the plants here are in their third year, which is pretty young for grapevines. They're like trees. It takes many years before they're mature, and then at that point they're producing. So we're in our third year, so we have some grapes growing here, but we're still just in the beginning of these plants' lives in terms of producing a lot of grapes. Day to day, the maintenance is, here in New York State, we have a lot of rain and humidity in the summers. So that means a lot of diseases in general on the plants. So that's a main thing to look out for, is treating the plants for diseases, taking care of the soil, pruning the plants properly so they have airflow, keeping the grass and the ground cover mowed down to keep the airflow clean and free of weeds. And so there's a lot of work day to day in terms of just maintaining the plants and keeping them healthy, keeping them going. And we're coming into the end of the summer now, so some of the varieties, we have different varieties here. So some ripen a little earlier, some a little later. So we'll see some, might see some grapes that are ripe, that are either purple or green, but they're ripe and they're sweet and soft. And some are not quite ripe yet.
So the first effort was just to get started with grape growing and understand it more. And fortunately, we've actually already been written up in some major wine publications about the research that we're doing here. Just over to my side here, we have another dedicated vineyard, which is a French hybrid not available commercially in the US. and we're going to be expanding that. Right now the fencing is kind of small, but we're going to expand that for next year and growing more over here as well. The 2024 acquisition next door we got because it was important to have a wine production facility. The original wine was produced in a basement here and it was kind of small, and the maximum we'd be able to produce was about 2,000 gallons. With the new facility, it's ground level. It just makes it much easier on a number of different fronts, and it's also something that we can, just handle much easier with a higher capacity. So the adjoining property was important for that, but it also gave us some new areas to start growing both flowers and for a vineyard nursery. We're going to keep an area open in the middle because one of the key points for any farm these days, particularly in New York State, particularly in areas where taxes are so high, is the need to do events. Agritourism, as the town identified in 2024, is critical to the operation of any farm, particularly one that is so close to New York City. The town said that we can have a on-site tasting room, so people would be able to come here to the tasting room. With the farm winery license we have, we can sell any alcohol that is produced in New York State. So we're talking about wine, cider, mead, spirits, those kind of things, beer even. We can sell and serve here under the farm winery license, and we can host private events. So the events would be, for instance, a birthday party, a corporate gathering, those type of smaller events with certain maximum number of people. A couple gets engaged, they want to get engaged in the vineyard and have a little picnic in the middle, or let's say a farm to table dinner. Those are the kind of things we envision doing here, which will have very minimal impact on our neighbors, and we think that the neighbors we've spoken to are all extremely supportive of this project. So in 2024, I acquired this other property which already had a vegetable garden, and what we see here is we had a vegetable garden, and a vegetable garden unfortunately does not do much from a financial standpoint, but flowers are valuable, particularly when you can get really stunning flowers. So what we've done here is we've created a garden with stunning flowers, and we've been expanding from last year to this year, and we'll continue in the future expanding more. In these beds right here, we have mainly dahlias, and dahlias come in all kinds of varieties, and they do require a lot of maintenance, and so Ellie had come in and started doing that. We also we have zinnias, we have cosmos, we have giant African marigolds, and we're going to plant a whole new variety of flowers starting next year. So this year I saw a property become available, and I thought it might be what I really needed, and it truly has been. It was additional 3 acres that I was able to add to the original farm, and it's only a 3-minute drive from the other location, so it's relatively close, about a quarter mile as the crow flies between the two, even theoretically walkable between the two. So we're here now at Buena Vista Farm. I'm using this name just to differentiate 2 locations, but in fact it's just an extension of the farming operation at the original Tor Vineyards. And then we have a main house that dates back to 1800. So one of the important things that I've always felt strongly about is trying to preserve history, and so this is a way that we can bring back farming to Rockland County in a really unique way, and have a space that other people will be able to potentially enjoy coming here as guests to this part of Tor Vineyards. We have a total of 8.5 acres in New York State and over 7.5 acres in New City alone. And so from a New York State law standpoint, this enables me to submit for an agricultural exemption. I'm making a very big investment in farming here, and so the agricultural exemption is really going to be critical because our taxes are quite high being so close to New York City and with the services we have. And so having the agricultural exemption, which I'm entitled to under New York State law, will be a critical component for making this farming operation profitable, not just for now, but for the future. I think we want to see these kind of farms continue because so little farming is left here, so whatever is left we want to preserve.